Unfortunately, Secretary Mayorkas has done none of these things. Secretary Mayorkas has brazenly refused to enforce the laws passed by Congress and enacted policies that knowingly make our country less safe. What we're seeing here is a willful violation of his oath of office taken by Secretary Mayorkas. Let me repeat that, a willful violation.
Who have crossed illegally, waiting here in the Arizona.
The constitutional history is overwhelmingly clear on this subject. The founders designed impeachment not just to remove officials engaged in criminal behavior, but those guilty of such gross incompetence that their conduct had endangered their fellow Americans, betrayed the public trust, or represented a neglect of duty. Our evidence makes it clear. Secretary Mayorkas is the architect of the devastation that we have witnessed for nearly 3 years. The findings of our investigation, available to the public at homeland.house.gov, coupled with the Secretary's refusal to change course on the reckless decisions facilitating this crisis, have left us with no reasonable alternative than to pursue the possibility of impeachment. The Secretary's actions have brought us here today, not ours.
Border agents what they need to secure the border. It is now campaign season, and Republicans recently rolled out their impeachment proceedings against Secretary like a pre-planned, predetermined political stunt it is. This is not a legitimate impeachment. We have some parliamentary inquiries. You cannot impeach a cabinet secretary because you don't like the president's policies. Let me say that again. You cannot impeach a cabinet secretary because you don't like a president's policies. That's not what impeachment's for. That's not what the Constitution says. Republicans are willing to do grave damage to the Constitution they claim to hold dear because they think it will benefit them politically. And the ability to respond. Democrats are doing everything they can to hold the line against Republican chaos. Democrats want to strengthen border security. We want to keep fentanyl off the streets. We want to keep communities safe. This circus sideshow impeachment does none of that. Mr. Chairman, let's drop this baseless impeachment and start doing the real work of securing the homeland for the American people.
Let the record reflect that the witnesses have answered in the affirmative. Thank you. Please be seated.
The Trump administration overcame fierce opposition at every turn and was able to gain control of our southern border as no previous administration could. But all of that progress has been destroyed. Secretary Mayorkas is the architect of that destruction. $18 million borne by taxpayers and increased health.
Impeachment of a cabinet secretary over policy agreements is not only contrary to long-established constitutional understanding, but useless as a practical matter. If the official actions of the officer are in accord with the directives of his elected superior, the president, removing the secretary changes nothing. If members of this committee disapprove of the Biden administration's immigration and border policies, the Constitution gives this Congress a wealth of legislative powers to change them. Impeachment is not one of those powers.